Hey everyone, this is my brand new Kawai K3 K3m librarian and editor, and it's totally free. You can download it from my web shop. Link is in the video description. So you can edit the parameters you liked most and sculpt new sounds on this great synth. I've also included a librarian functionality over here. In the Kawai K3 you have 50 memory slots, 50 patches, and with this librarian you can fetch slot from the hardware, you can send edits from this editor over to the hardware, you can fetch all the patches in a hardware and send them over to this editor and do edits, and you can send everything back to the hardware if you want to do that. And you can also load sysex, save sysex, and save single sysex files back and forth between the hardware and this editor, so you have everything you need actually in this little app here. And if you're using the hardware module K3m as I'm doing, I also included a little virtual keyboard here, so you can audition sounds without having to hook up a MIDI keyboard in addition to your other setup. But if you use a MIDI merger, you can of course do that, as I have done here. I'm using a MIDI keyboard through a MIDI merger to reach the hardware simultaneously with this editor app from the computer here. So the K3 has digital waveforms which you can use to create your sounds, as you know. Let me just balance this over to oscillator 1. But it has another feature up its sleeve which is very good, and that it's additive synth engine. If you put an oscillator to the wave 32, it says 32 user, and right now it sounds like this. Now the cool thing about the K3's additive user waveform is that you can make a user waveform by stacking sine harmonics. And you do that in this window, at least in this editor, and you do it by dragging up whatever harmonics you want to drag up, or down, or layer between one another, like this. Do exactly what you want. And when you think this will sound good, this is a somewhat hit and miss of course, you write this to the internal user wave, and now you play. And that is a user wave you have made yourself. If I go back to the tone editor, the oscillator wave 32 user is this, which you can of course change with the other parameters within the synth. I'm of course only working on the hardware here from this editor. So let's go back here and add some more harmonics. And see what this brings to the table. Let's add some lower ones as well, like this. This was what it was sounding. Now I write it into the hardware. So it's not unlike the DX7 and the FM technology actually, but it's of course much more rudimentary here on the K3. You cannot manipulate sine waves with sound waves as you can in FM technology. This is pure sine wave stacking here. So to make things easier, you can just clear out everything and just write from the start like this. So let's hear how that sounds. And just make a saw wave if you want to, and write that, and you'll actually have a saw wave. This is also the user wave used in the K3, a simple saw wave made from stacking sine waves. Anyway, this is available in the editor. And another thing, there is some differences between the K3 and the K3m in terms of how you have to set the synth up to be able to use sysex. So if you're unsure of what parameters you have to set to use sysex, In the K3 or K3m, I've listed this up here in this third tab, Synth Setup. So everything is available for free, as I said, from my web shop. Check the video description for links, and I'll hope you'll enjoy this editor. It is my personal tool, so if you download it, you're on your own. It is as is. I offer no support or documentation or anything for this one. Just use it in your web browser as you like. Thanks for watching. I'm Espen Kraft.